Serge Koussevitzky Young Artist Award. She's a bass player, and it's only the second time in our 57-year history that a bass player has won the string competition against all the violinists and all of the cellos. So she is, by everyone's account, remarkable, and I know you're in for a really unusual and wonderful evening. After the proceeds, Per Breivik is going to come up and give a few minutes chat with them, so you get to know a little bit about them, and also turn off your cell phones. Thank you. I want to point out Kermit Moore's tribute and concert is going to be at St. Peter's Church next Saturday, 4 p.m. It's going to be a very nice celebration with videos of him and a large ensemble playing some of his music. So you're all welcome to that as well. It'll be a lovely time. We are also very pleased that Miles Fellenberg is going to be playing. I feel that these two are collaborators. They work very, very well together, and in fact, he was her accompanist throughout the competition. So without further ado, our first prize winner, Ha-Young Jung and Miles Fellenberg.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to say a few words that I am really honored to play in this hall again, and thank you so much for the members of the club and Brian helping me organize this concert. We're really happy to present this program tonight. The order of the program is in reverse in the program, so we'll announce before each piece, and I will tell you a little bit about each piece as well. The first piece that we're going to play is by Koussevitzky. Koussevitzky was not only important for Musicians Club of New York, he was also very important for us bassists. He was one of the few composers who tried to compose, expand the repertoire of double bass repertory. And we're going to play first two pieces by him. He was also a very well-known conductor of the Boston Symphony, and he was a bass player as well. So I hope you enjoy the piece. that we are going to play is Dichterliebe by Robert Schumann. Schumann was a very well-known German romantic composer. He wrote a lot of music for solo piano and vocal music with piano. He was also very well informed in poetry, and he chose to be a musician because he thought music was a better form of art. Dichterliebe is a cycle of songs with a poem by Heinrich Heine. His poem, at first glance, might look very lovely and light-hearted, but it has certain bitterness and cynicalness into it. We're going to play 9 songs of the 16 songs from the cycle. Before each song, my pianist will recite key lines of each song. I hope you enjoy the piece.
In the wondrously beautiful month of May, when all the buds burst open, then in my heart, love unfolded too. In the wondrously beautiful month of May, when all the birds sang, then I confessed to her my longing and my desire. From my tears, flowers will blossom. Only love me, and the flowers are yours. The rose, the lily, the dove, the sun, how joyous! She is all of these. I will plunge my soul into the bell of the lily, a whispered song of love. In a grand cathedral along the Rhine hangs a painting of Our Lady. Her eyes, lips, and cheeks are just like my darling's. Diamonds, yet there is no light in the blackness of your heart. I saw, my love, how wretched you are. If flowers knew my grief, they would weep with me. Only she knows the pain of my broken heart. In the garden, the flowers pity my silence and whisper to me, "Be not angry with our sister, you sad, pale man." Build me a coffin made of the strongest wood and thickest planks. Fetch me 12 giants to sink it in the deepest sea. Why should this coffin be so huge, so heavy? It holds all my love and all my grief.
going to play is Grieg Sonata in A minor. It is originally written for cello and piano. For bassist, we have to face the reality that not a lot of composers has wrote a lot of music for double bass. So often we have to transcribe the pieces which is originally written for other instruments. I hope you enjoy this piece. Grieg was a Norwegian composer of the Romantic era. His use and development of Norwegian folk song is very dominant in his pieces. So I hope you enjoy the piece.
wonderful concert. Thank you very much. This piece is written for an instrument that's about half the size of the double bass. It's written for cello. You can imagine how much more difficult it will be. And there are many people in the audience here who are quite knowledgeable of music, and I think they might be interested in hearing you speak about solo tuning of the double bass, because this here is not the way that you will play in the orchestra with the double bass. Care to talk about that a little bit?
So as a bassist, we always have to think how to project the sound to the audience. Because the register is really low, when we play solo repertoire, we use set of solo strings. Solo strings are one whole tone higher than orchestral strings. So in orchestra, I would have my top string as G, but at the moment, my top strings are tone higher than G, which is A.
So it must play habit with your ear. When you play a certain note here, it sounds one step higher than you used to. Is that so?
Yes. I mean, I have a relative pitch, which is a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Not having perfect pitch comes in handy in this case.
That's right. Yeah. So it's always interesting to know about your career, where you were born, for instance.
I was born in South Korea. My mother was able to join me today. She flew from London, where I am based at the moment. I started playing double bass when I was 11. Before I played violin and piano, studying with my mother, who's also a violinist and pianist.
I was going to ask you that question. You know, if you started playing at a young age, you certainly couldn't reach all the way up there. So
yes, I started when I was 11, and then I was quite tall, so I was able to use more or less the same size instrument that I'm using now.
So what other instruments did you play before you got to double bass?
Piano and violin. I played trumpet.
Oh my goodness.
And, yeah, that's about it.
So, that's plenty. So certainly, I hear an accent. A lot of people in New York have accents. You have an accent, I have an accent. But it's certainly not a Korean accent. To me, it's a very British accent. Am I right?
Yes, I have moved to England when I was 15. I didn't speak any English before moving there, so I learned my English in England. That's why I have inherited English, British English a little bit.
Sounds very familiar to me, and what happens often when I went to school at Juilliard, the first year I could not take academic subjects because the English wasn't good enough. It might be familiar to you.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are from Korea to London, and what happens after that?
I recently graduated to Juilliard School, and at the moment I'm continuing my studies at Yale University, completing artist diploma. So, and after that I hope I will be able to perform. Well, I'm doing that already, I guess. More of that. And,
something in your bio, you probably all have read the bio, but the first line I agree very much with, and it says, if I can, the best double play, bass playing I have ever heard. I agree with that. Beautiful. You have won prizes all over the world. You have traveled a lot. You've been in Russia. You won prizes there, and of course, Koussevitzky was Russian, so it must have been very interesting to visit there. Also, I did not know the program when I came here, and when I saw the Greek piece, I was very happy about that. It so happens that I am the founder and the director of the Edvard Grieg Society, so I know Grieg's music a little bit. So, of course, I know this as a cello piece, and this is now also arranged for cello and orchestra. So, you have been to Norway twice, I believe,
yes,
at least, and you visited Grieg's home, which is called Trollhaugen. That's about 20-30 minutes from Bergen, Norway. Did you play there?
Yes, I did give a recital there.
You did?
Yeah. One of the reasons of choosing Grieg Sonata was that I felt quite close to Grieg. Not only I really liked the piece, and I have been to Bergen, I really love the city, and I've been going.
Wonderful, that's good to hear. Without being prejudiced, I can say I played in the Bergen Philharmonic for 8 years before I came to this country. So this is very close to me. The two of us, I think we're very close when it comes to Grieg. You remember Trollhättan, the home?
Yes.
You look out, there's a concert hall, the concert hall, you look out from the big window and there you see a big lake. And if you walk from his house, just a few steps, that is the composer's hut. And he will go in there and he would work in seclusion. And it is quite fascinating and beautiful place. So, you know what I'm going to ask you now. No, you don't know, but I'm going to ask you anyway. First of all, not to forget your wonderful pianist, will you? Would you play an encore for us?
If you want.
Yes, I do. What will it be?
For an encore, I will play Elegy by Potticini, which is originally written for double bass. So.
Wonderful, thank you.